This lovely woman is Taylor Schabusiness. If you don't know Taylor Schabusiness, she's been charged with some pretty serious crimes that we're going to get into in a moment. Who is she? What is she doing? And what is the current status of her case? Actually, there is a trial starting in about, a hearing starting in about an hour from now, or maybe 10 minutes from now, depending on which information I have. But we'll talk about that very quickly at the very end. But this is Taylor Schabusiness. She is in trouble. How much trouble is she in? Well, here's her. I don't know if we can see this very well. She is charged with some pretty bad stuff. Her charges are first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and third-degree SA of the corpse. Yeah, this is the order that these charges occurred in. Her and her boyfriend got into some kinky stuff. She decided that, and they were high on this weird cocktail of drugs. She choked him out. She said, "Oh, it was so good. I just wanted to see what it felt like. If you ever loved someone enough, you wanted to kill it." I gone this far. I decided to keep going. Anyway, she ends up murdering him. Then she proceeds to chop him up into bits and pieces. This is all in his parents' basement. And while she's doing that, she decides to take a few hours and pleasure herself with his corpse. And then after chopping him up, again, using bits and pieces of him to pleasure her again. Then she decides it's time to go home. She scatters some body parts here and there, some in the house, some in her friend's car. There's like a leg and a bit and stuff in her friend's car. She leaves his head in a bucket at the bottom of the stairs, which his mother finds and calls the police. Horrific case. Horrible case. The trial for that has been set for, if you can see down here on the docket, July 21st is jury selection. And then the trial is set for a 1-week trial so far, 5-day trial. We don't know if that's going to extend or not, but right now on the docket is for the 24th through the 28th in Judge Thomas J. Walsh's courtroom in Wisconsin. And Taylor Schabusiness is in a bad way. Just as a quick little insight into Ms. Schabiz. After delays caused by a change in defense counsel, remember back in February, I believe it was, she sort of kind of tried to fake or pretend to attack her lawyer. He quit. They got a new lawyer. This judge has been pushing for this thing to go through. He's not delaying this trial anymore. She's been ruled competent to stand trial. She's been evaluated 4 times, I believe. And Taylor Schabusiness, 25 of Green Bay, is scheduled to go on trial July 24th in the February 23, 2022 killing of Shad Therian, 24. She's charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and third-degree SA. In Brown County Circuit Court on Friday, Matthew Seipel, a Milwaukee-based psychologist who evaluated Schabusiness for more than an hour in November and found her fit to stand trial, said he had not been asked to do further evaluation of her. And as they go on down here, Froelich also said it was an original evaluation was stale because it didn't take into account the serious emotional outburst Schabusiness had February 14th, when she attacked then defense attorney Quinn Jolly in the courtroom before a sheriff's deputy tackled her and pinned her to the ground. The attack prompted Jolly to withdraw from the case, leading to the hiring of Froelich. 3 deputies were stationed in the courtroom. Yeah, it wasn't really that big of a threat. Walsh denied a request for a second evaluation. It is the view of the court that I'm not going to order another evaluation. I found the defendant competent, and I'm going to schedule a trial date. So there we go. Boom. July 21st for jury selection. July 24th, we're going to have opening statements. 2 sides have until May 24th, which is already passed, to file further motions in this case. Further motions have been filed. And that's what we're going to jump into right now, is looking at this other motion. What is this motion that has been filed, you may ask? The attorney for murder suspect Taylor Schabusiness asked for the case to be dismissed. She wants him dismissed. Specifically, I believe they want the third degree. Yeah, it's Taylor Schabusiness, 25, is charged with first degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and third degree SA for allegedly attacking Shad Therian. She has pleaded not guilty and not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect. That's not guilty by reason of insanity in Wisconsin. The rationale for this motion has not been made public, at least for now. In a motion filed Wednesday, this was a couple of Wednesdays ago, defense attorney Christopher Froelich asked for the SA charge to be dismissed, as well as filing a motion to dismiss a defective complaint. Fox 11's attempts to obtain a copy of the motion have been rejected as the items were under seal, meaning they've been sealed and they're not shared with the public. Of course, the lawyers aren't going to comment on either of these things. And the district attorney said, we anticipate filing a written response to the defendant's motion, and we believe the motion is without merit. Yeah, almost never granted. And that's what the hearing is scheduled for today. It's starting in just a few minutes, if I remember correctly. No, I think it's an hour from now. Yeah, an hour and 5 minutes it's setting. But this is just a hearing on the issue of whether or not to unseal the grounds for the motion to dismiss the SA charges. More likely than not, I mean, I have no idea. I have no idea what the great basis for this motion to dismiss the charges, but I would not be too terribly surprised. And I'm curious to see what it is. I wouldn't be surprised if it was saying he was dead. How can you essay a dead person? And make some arguments along those things. I don't know. I don't know. They were saying that the prosecution, they have mentioned that the motion should be dismissed because it wasn't filed in a timely manner. They filed it too late in the proceedings, and they want it. I don't know who wants it under seal, but we'll find out by probably the end of today whether or not it's going to remain sealed. So that's our current status of the Taylor Schabusiness case. Hearing today to see whether or not the motion to dismiss the SA charges will be unsealed or not. The trial scheduled July 21st, jury selection, July 24th, opening statements are scheduled to begin. Stand by for more Taylor Schabusiness.